So my question for you is, out of all the celebrity liquor brands that are out there, right? Which one do you feel is overrated?
Wow. I'm going to take a shot. Because I might do business with some of these people.
Smart
So
move.
let me take this shot real quick.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, no,
I was like,
I'm going to do that.
We shall see.
Story time. Who got the tea? Who got the tea? Yeah. Story time. Who got the tea? She got the tea. Yeah. Anything you need to know. Story time. Just tune into the show. Story time. Story talk. Tell your life.
Hi everyone, thanks so much for checking into this episode of Catori Talk. I am sitting here with the founder of 1231, Mr. Bisi. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Evening. I am so excited for your interview.
Yeah.
If you guys, I think by now you should have seen these bottles of liquor on my profile, in my story, everywhere. Bisi and his team reached out about, getting, the liquor brand out. So I was so excited to be a part of it. So thank you so much. It is delicious.
Thank you.
My boyfriend, when we first finally were done taking pictures and started to be able to drink it.
Right.
We drank it, and then we were at a game night, and everyone was like, it was just like it was like a hush.
A silence.
Yeah, it was like, because how you don't know what to expect
Right.
something to taste like.
Yeah.
We thought it was like, okay, maybe a hypnotic-y.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Completely, but it didn't even taste like it was completely blown away. It was so delicious, and
Thank
we just
you.
sat and was like, we don't need a chase. We're just gonna drink this.
Exactly.
Just like this. It is
exactly.
so good.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about how this all came about.
Okay.
But being that you are a founder of a liquor brand, I could not resist drinking and conversing with you. I feel like it would be the best time.
It's only right.
It's only right.
Yeah, so let's do that.
What we're gonna do tonight, we're gonna do truth or drink. Well, or truth or shot, whichever one rolls off the tongue best for you.
All right.
We're gonna do 3 questions each.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna start. Now look, I briefed you now. I don't
Right.
need
You let me know.
nobody. Like,
You let me know.
You gotta get home tonight. I don't need your girlfriend out here beating you
Oh,
up. You
man.
make a choice. But again, this is the show. I'm pretty much an open book.
Okay.
But we're gonna start really bad, but then some questions I'll take it.
A little mild. Take it easy. Yeah. Okay.
It won't be too bad. And then we go from there and we're gonna jump into your interview.
All right. Let's do it.
Perfect.
Let's do it.
So, question number 1.
All right.
What has been the most awkward sexual experience you've had?
Man. Woo, I would say, man, I hope this person not watching. I would say I was kissing someone and their eyes were wide open the entire time.
How weird.
That was a little strange.
It wasn't dark?
No, it was bright. See the whites of the eyes.
They just wanted you to know how much they wanted to appreciate the moment.
Maybe, it was just surprised at the moment, it was just, but it was a little awkward, but.
Yeah, someone drooled in my mouth once, like a baby.
Yeah.
They had to go.
That was tough.
That was it.
Tough.
That was it.
Had a whole gallon of saliva in your mouth. Nah, it's not right.
Disgusting.
All right. All right, did I pass that first question?
Mm-hmm. You did shot, so.
I didn't do shot, okay. All right.
So now it's your go.
My go?
Yes, you got it back and forth. This is
I don't even have no questions ready. Do I say the question, then say true or shot?
Well, it's kind of obvious at this point. If I don't answer, it's because I'm taking a shot.
Gotcha. Okay. Man, I don't even have any good questions, man.
It didn't have to be bad. It could be anything.
Okay, cool. When was the first time you realized you wanted to do the show?
So the first time I realized I wanted to do the show would have been maybe 2.5 years ago now. Okay. And I was sitting on the train and I was trying to take a nap and it was it hit me because, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning and I'm tired. Yeah. And I'm just thinking about the daily grind. It's something I had kind of always wanted to do, but I took a nap and then I closed my eyes and I saw like the logo for the show. I kind of saw how I wanted the show to be, the color scheme, the whole nine, as I was taking my usual naps.
Right.
I mean, I don't have to.
The power naps.
I don't have to worry about that now since, the times we're in, I haven't been in an office in about 8 or 9 months, but that's how it was, and it just kind of came to me, and I think it was like, this is something that you always want to do, so you should just go ahead and do it. Like at this point, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah, and it was just like, it kind of all came to me when I was on the train, so that was about 2 years ago now.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Thank you. So my question for you is, out of all the celebrity liquor brands that are out there, right, which one do you feel is overrated?
Wow. I'm going to take a shot. Because I might do business with some of these people.
Smart
So
move.
let me take this shot real quick.
That's what I was thinking.
I'm going to do that.
We shall see. Smart businessman. You see this? This is preliminary thinking and speaking to this. I'm not going to send
I'm not going to put it out there.
You can tell me off camera later which one you feel is overrated. But for now, we're just going to take a little shot. We'll go with a pass.
Okay. I'm going to do a similar question.
Okay.
Out of all the podcasts out now, which celebrity podcast do you think is overrated?
Celebrity podcast. At this particular point, I think I would probably say, what is it, like Joe Budden's?
Joe Budden? You don't like Joe Budden's podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I feel like there's a level to, you want to do something and you want to give people a platform and you want to say certain things, and I think it's another level of like trolling and trying to be me, and that's not me. Yeah, it's just kind of like I don't get it, because it's like you're banking off of someone else's demise, and it's like, but when shit happen to you, oh, you better not talk about Joe Budden and what's going on in his life and his marriage and his whatever, Right. I just kind of feel like if you're going, I think it's a level to shows kind of the level of journalist you are, and I have to remember that most of these people aren't journalists, first and foremost. So then I think you have to look at it like, if you only become click-worthy because you're baiting somebody into talking bad about others or wishing bad about others, because then it's like, I mean, as you see, it's like, oh, you got all to say, and then when you sit with the Migos, you about to run off the, out the interview. Like, come on. I mean, if you're going to be that person, you need to at least like say, you know what, I'm going to own it.
Yeah, keep the energy.
Like, one of my favorite people that I follow is Wendy, and I know everybody hates her. And the reason why I say Wendy is, I look at it like this. Look how long she has been on television. Look at her accomplishments that she's made, Not only is she actually a journalist, one with a degree, she has shown you the longevity. You may not like her, but at the end of the day, when she talk bad about them people, she is prepared for the backlash. You know what I mean? Like, I think she has learned and lived her life of they're not going to be my friends in real life. I talk too much crap. So if that's what you're going to do, then do that. But it's like, if you want to take the path of, being a journalist or whatever, then some of these podcasts I don't think is the way to go. Yeah. For me. I mean, so y'all can be mad at me about Joe Budden, but I have feelings towards him.
I mean, I personally like Joe Budden's podcast, but
what do you like about it though?
I mainly like it because I find it to be funny.
Well, there you go.
I don't really look at it I don't really think they're being negative. I think they're just constructively criticizing, but everybody has different perspectives. So that's how I politically put it.
Yes, definitely criticize. I don't know how constructive, but criticizing, yes, I will go with that.
Right.
And this should be a pretty easy one for you. So if you could have any celebrity out here like repping your brand or drinking your brand, or somebody you would love to get in front of, who would that person be?
I think it would probably be Rihanna.
Oh, I love me some Riri.
Yeah, I think
place in my heart.
I think she will be a great person to have on board. Whether or not I can get her or not, that'll be a different question.
You're going to get her.
I think she'll be great for the brand.
Speak it.
For sure.
You will have Rihanna drinking and doing whatever with this.
Right.
And why her? What about Rihanna do you feel like would match your brand so well?
I think it's because the drink I think is a little tropical. It's very Caribbean. She's Caribbean. And I think she exudes a certain classiness, and same kind of classiness we try to exude in our branding and our packaging. So That's why I think she would probably work better, than most celebrities.
Well, you knew you were going to speak it now.
Yeah, we're going to speak it. Yeah, we're going to say it out loud.
Coming soon. Everybody keeps saying, like, I haven't heard no 2021 going to be the year. So, like, maybe 2022.
Maybe 2022. Maybe 24. Maybe
you're going to be our year.
Right.
We're going to be ready.
We're just going to move it every year,
Every year, we're just going to take this time, to regroup and get ourselves together. So, next year, or 2 years from now, it's going to be your year.
That's right.
And the last question goes to you.
I would say, where do you want to take your show? Do you want to take a network, or do you want to stay online? Where do you see your platform growing to?
So in my mind, I've always looked at the platform as something that, other people can come in and showcase what they're doing and their talents. If there was a network that was interested,
Let's go.
I'm definitely not going to say no. I'm actually I like, where we are now and how we're growing and kind of like the grassroots way of it, because for me, I like still being able to have all that ownership and be able to do it the way you want to do it and that control. And then it's like I can have you on the show. I can have other people on the show, and it's not like some people, well, do they have 15,000 followers?
Right.
Oh, well, they're not going to be able to be on this show. And then it's once 6 months, because we all know how things shift in a year, you can go from being unknown to everywhere in a year, and then they're begging on your door, to get you on their show. So, I would love to be a network, but as long as it's something like a network that would still allow me to, kind of keep the same idea and basis of the show. Because I really want to highlight what other people are doing, because people do such great things all the time, and I think we've lost it a little bit. And I've come from, a news background where the station that even I interned at, from when I interned it to now, is completely different. It's like watching an extension of TMZ or an extension of Wendy Williams. All the news is celebrity news. And then, how they always say the most important thing about the news scrolls at the bottom that no one reads. That's all the important news that you need to know that no one sees. And then we can talk about, Meg, or we can talk about the Kardashians, some shit, to get people to tune in. And I don't really like that aspect of it.
Kind of
So if we can, there's a network. If you tell me you need a look, that look is me. Other than that, I will make it the look. How about that?
Make it work.
Again, thank you so much for playing this game. I had a great time and got to learn such fun things about you. You guys, of course, if you like this, just let me know. Drop a comment, drop a like, and we'll keep this going. I always have my tea segments and stuff like that, but we always love to promote Black business.
That's right.
Especially Black business that's gonna get you lit. So I am perfectly fine with it. So right now for you in this business, can we talk a little bit about how you got your start? Like I said, I was here one night when it hit me, a drunken friend realized, and was he tried to turn it into a trivia game. He was like, so what do you guys see when you see this label? And I was like, corporate event. I was like, and then one of my friends was like, apartment, how they do the apartment signs, and we was all into it and being all intellectual. And he was like, I thought of New Year's Eve. And then I was like, let me look at this block. I'm like, how do you get New Year's Eve? And then it hit me, and I felt like an idiot. So let's talk about that.
All right. So I guess my start, never planned on getting into the industry, right? As you know, I'm a Howard alum.
Howard fan. Everywhere being out here in these streets.
We're doing big things. I was a bio major, so I always wanted to do medicine. Up until my senior year, when I kind of lost interest in the medical field. At least the clinical side. It just the clinical side wasn't fun, but the business side of healthcare was more fun. And coming from a parent who was an entrepreneur, I kind of saw how building your own company and doing things kind of your way is still a gratifying, fulfilling kind of endeavor. So I knew after I graduated college, I knew I wanted to create my own product and go into business, but I also wanted to stay in the healthcare field. So as I was, pondering on what to do, because I was aimlessly figuring it out, I fast forward to New Year's Eve, 12/31, 2013.
You get it, Dad?
I was throwing a little party, New Year's Eve party at my house for a group of friends and family. And being a lover of cocktails, not really a lover of liquor, like I wasn't a fan of drinking liquor straight, but I was a lover of good cocktails, balanced and all that good stuff. So I made a cocktail. I used some blue curacao, some tropical flavors like pineapple juice and vodka rum, kind of get that kind of color, because everybody likes a pretty looking cocktail.
Yes, we do. Oh, look, I'll pour while you're talking so they can actually see how it looks.
You can see how it looks, yeah. So
it's blue.
I made like a little cocktail punch, and I put a cocktail bowl out for my friends and family to drink. And I lied to you not, within like 10 minutes, the thing was gone.
In 10 minutes?
In 10 minutes, the thing was gone.
Man, we drank this bottle.
Right,
like...
but it was so smooth. It was so smooth. People were like, "What is this?" So, and I, being a bio major, my background is kind of observing and kind of writing what you see, kind of thing. So, I observed and I watched, and I saw people like the well-balanced cocktail, regardless if they said they liked a straight brown or a straight vodka or tequila or whatever. Everyone loves a well-balanced cocktail. So, the next day, I thought about it a little bit, and I was like, I always wanted to create a product. People love the cocktail I created. Why not make that my product? So a couple days later, 2014, I established a company, and I went about trying to finalize 12/31. I named it 12/31 because New Year's Eve was when I kind of created the product. So it just fit. And it was like a good memorialization of that day that took me to the next level. So.
That is so crazy. I mean, it's like you were saying earlier, like it's crazy how like the brain works about different things. And then it's so funny, like the bio major you are. Right. You're talking about it's well balanced, you know, and how it tastes.
Right, it's all about the right balance of it. Yeah.
And like, so why the color though? Like, do you feel like that like stood out? Because I know when, like I said, when I was going to demos and everything, and people were saying like hypnotic and stuff like that. And I think, what was it? I think when we like first went to college, it was like pink and like Drake, like Nouveau. Wasn't that pink?
Sparkling wine or sparkling
something like that.
liqueur,
but it was like
sparkling
pink,
liqueur.
right?
Yeah.
It's like people seem to be drawn to the colors, but I think that once you taste it, it's not.
It doesn't hit the same.
No, it's not the same. It's not like gimmicky. It's not like it's kind of give you the little aftertaste of medicine. Like it's none of those things.
Yeah.
So why the color?
So the color is because me personally, I like the blue, right? But I always feel like this kind of color gives like a tropical like vacation vibe. Whenever you're on vacation, you see a drink like this, like it just makes you feel calm and relaxed. So that's kind of like why I made it that color for my party, and it kind of just stuck. And that's why I bottled it.
That's why I bottled it.
Yeah, I bottled it that way.
So this one was first. So then how did we get here? Because this is actually a blend. This is not just one thing. This is a blend of vodka and rum.
So this is a blend of vodka and rum too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just so ready to drink. It's like so smooth you can drink it. But so the funny story behind the silk, I was actually doing a tasting for my Velvet Berry, and I found a lot of people coming up to me and saying, "Hey, I love your product, but I'm not always into the sweet stuff all the time. I want to mix it with something like some soda or some soda water or something like that. You know, keep it healthy. But I'd rather just have it so I can just mix it. I don't always want a berry flavor. I want something different. So they were like, do you have a neutral version of this?" And I said, "No, I don't have one."
Actually, no.
Actually, no, but I have this one. They were like, "Yeah." I had a number of people come up to me and ask me that during the tasting. And I said, "You know what? Let me just bottle up a neutral version and see how that goes." So I took the same ratio of the vodka and rum that's in my Velvet Berry, and I just extended it to the silk. And that's how you have that silk and the white rum and vodka blend in the silk. And that's why it's still kind of smooth in there.
Nice.
Yeah.
So from like 2014 to now, how would you say like your span of your business has been?
So honestly, we didn't launch until 2017.
Okay.
So
what happened between that time?
So it took 3 years to find manufacturers and all that good stuff, get the packaging right, get the stability of the product right. So it took us 3 years to get that. So we didn't really launch until like Homecoming of 2017, Howard Homecoming 2017. So we've only really been in business for about 3 years. But in that span, we've been able to expand to a good couple of stores, about 50 Maryland, DC stores. And now we're in California. So slowly trying to build up to more markets. But it is challenging because you have different laws in every state for liquor. Yeah, so you can't just decide to get into Georgia or New York, right? Yeah, you know, or any of these other places without a distributor behind you. You have to find somebody to distribute. But not only that, you also have to get the legal paperwork to get into those states. So it's a lot involved in the process. So it takes some time. I think most people see brands out in the market everywhere, and they're like, oh, why aren't you here? Like, have some people saying, why aren't you in like Arizona? I'm like, it's not that easy. But
I would love to be in Arizona.
I would love to be in Arizona, you know. So the one workaround we've been able to do is be able to offer online shipping. So you can order online on our website from one of our retail partners, and they will ship to you, to your home. So you can still enjoy 1231 in the outskirts of Oklahoma if you order the product online on our website.
There's always a loophole.
There's always a way. There's always a way.
And you know what's so funny? This actually reminds me of a conversation I had. I went to a wine event, and that's when I first met Rodney Foster, you know, is the owner of Edelweiss Wine. And it was a bunch of like sommeliers there. Also met, what was it? With the shampoo, well, actually Flow Wines was there, but Marcus Johnson wasn't there, but his wine was there. And the name is escaping right now, but it's a champagne. And I'll think about it later. But they were all there, and you actually got to get like a behind-the-scenes look into their process and have a round table and talk. Right. And every single person was just talking about how difficult it is to actually, almost none of them are true wine makers, because they're talking about the monopoly on, you know, vineyards and the grapes, and how they do not to say allow, but it's just very hard and so many obstacles in place for them to actually own, you know, the vineyards, to make, to distribute, to bottle, the entire nine. Like, it's so hard to do it.
Very real.
And it's like, when you think about it, you're like, well, why don't we have more, you know, black? And then you think about it like, well, you need like $100,000 of this up front. Then you need the space. Then you need this. And it's like mind-blowing how much actually goes into it.
Adds up very quickly.
Very quickly, right? It's like, I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't have a vineyard being passed down to me through my family. So I can see how that could be complicated for you.
Sure.
Now, this here. So we're in DC, and you know, back in the day when I was a little club rat, this was still around the time when you would have been distributed and out. Right. So how has it been? Have you been able to like work with some bars here? Do you have tastings, you know, there? Or how is that? Because I wonder.
Yeah, we've been able to get into some tastings. Our strategy now is really focused on off-prem, which is retail stores. On-prem is bars, liquor stores, bars, restaurants, lounges. That's on-prem. Off-prem is retail stores. So our focus has really been off-prem. We want to, you know, speak directly to the person who's going into the liquor store and buying the product. And we found that's been very successful for our growth. And the margins are better in off-premise, less capital intensive than on-prem. So I think our strategy is retail stores have been, with doing tasting in retail stores, have actually been helpful. Yeah.
And being that, you know, you were a bio major and you were like all into, you know, like looking at people and seeing how people work and all those things. When you were out in these clubs,
yeah.
what is one of the like craziest things you've seen of a drunk person? I think it's like, it goes to, is this normal drunk behavior, or is this like, nah, this is wild?
I had a friend of mine who was obviously drunk, because in his right mind he wouldn't do it. We were around a group of people. There was a beautiful girl there with her, obviously her boyfriend.
Oh, well, that should have been enough to make this story end.
Yeah, so he was like, hey, watch, I'm gonna go get his girl. I said, bruh, nah, we not doing that.
You fight that?
Yeah, so he reached back And I grabbed him immediately. I'm like, oh yeah, it's good, bro. Then I look at the guy who's with the girl. And he's looking. I'm like, bro, it's all good. It's all love. Forget this. He drunk, man. He's drunk. And then he let us pass. Like he was like, all right, it's cool. So I quickly brushed my friend away from the possible altercation. But yeah, that was kind of like the craziest thing. I think people, when they get inebriated, feel a little more invincible than they should.
I bet that man was big like Debo.
Oh man, that man was tall. I said, no, we don't got that kind of strength right now.
So, like, for your customer base, like with this like, who do you feel like you want to market to? Because, like I said, I mean, again, I will accept all donations. I will take everyone's dollar. Right. But I think at this point, I mean, you kind of have a market, and just like being from who you are and like what your background is and just kind of the story of the brand. Sure, there's like a clientele that you probably want to market to, and who would you say that is and why?
I would say probably anyone who likes a well-balanced cocktail is really my demographic. It's not really a race thing, because everyone, like I said, loves a well-balanced cocktail. So you could be. Funny thing is, my idea was like younger people, and during my tastings, I found older people liking it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and so it just kind of opened up my older than us.
I guess I'm old.
Opened up my eyes and seeing like there's more people that gravitate towards the product. It's not just one group. So that's kind of whoever likes well-balanced cocktails. This is the product for you, and hopefully you can have a chance to try it and become a 1231 fan.
Well, they definitely will become a 1231 fan. I mean, I was immediately a fan. Again, like I said, one night for finally opening it and being able to no longer take pictures and drink it for fun. I mean, immediately it was just like, this is so good.
Thank you.
And it's interesting to me the way in which you've been doing some of your like advertising. Because like I said, like you were able to reach out to me and reach out to others. So was that like something that you thought of, or was that something that like, the distributor said, hey, maybe you should try this? And like, how do you find those people in case someone wants to be one?
Honestly, it's kind of we just decided we needed to do more outreach. And it kind of just naturally kind of happened where we reached out to people like you, influencers like you, and other influencers as well. I think it's important for a small brand like myself to get in front of people. A lot of people haven't tried our product, and we can only touch so many people in a 3-hour tasting at a liquor store, right? So we need to find other ways, creative ways of getting in front of people. So that social media outreach is something we're really gonna hammer on to keep growing and get more awareness, and then hopefully people try the product. And if they like it, they tell their friends about it, and word of mouth kind of marketing happens at that point. So that's kind of what our strategy has been. Yeah, it's tough, but it's social media is a lot of work. I will say that it is a lot. It's a job, man. And I have a great team that helps me with my social media. So yeah, it's tough, but it's definitely effective.
And talk about that team. Is it like friends? Is it family? Because I know like sometimes when it's smaller, and especially when it's like your brand and it's your baby, I feel like sometimes you keep people close to you that you feel like you can trust a bit, that you kind of like grown up with, or that know you and kind of can understand. But then on top of that, I'll tell you from experience, working with some of your people, working with your family, sometimes you gotta have multiple woosahs and a prayer.
Yeah.
So how did you do it?
So actually, the person who works with me isn't related to me at all. I found that I have the most success with people who aren't related or friends of mine.
See?
I feel like it's a different level of, I don't want to say professionalism, but it's like they understand it's a business. It's more than, because when you have that familiarity, it's kind of easy to get lost and, oh, that's my friend, or that's family, it's cool. But when it's a business relationship, we understand like this is what needs to be done, and we get it done. So I think that's how I've been able to navigate. It's made it much easier.
You probably get up for liquor at every event.
Oh yeah.
Oh, bro, you know you gotta bring.
Yeah, hook me with a bottle. You know, I'm like, nah.
Or like a bottle or 8.
Right, a whole case, 12. You know, it's okay. I'm like,
and isn't that so crazy? Because you think about it as like, yes, I am a small business. Right. I am a business owner.
Right.
You know, trying to grow. Show that you support by buying some of my liquor.
Exactly. Support it. Because that's what honestly gets you more stores and more accounts. Because if it's moving off the shelf, store owners are more likely to recommend you to one of their friends or another store that they know somebody or something like that. So.
Yeah, and like you said, you're wanted. So then it's like if I'm coming in there, and again, I think they said that about the wine thing too. If you're going into these liquor stores or you're going in, you're demanding some of these brands, they're going to carry it. But if you don't go in and ask any questions, then it's like
nobody knows about it.
Yeah, you as the owner are like, I think everyone will love it, and they're like, proof shows no one is asking for it at all.
And that's a lot what people will say, like, because retail owners are or any account owner is a business person as well, and they don't want to hold product. But if they know there's a demand from their clientele, they will stock it. So that's why if you have a product, it doesn't have to be 1231, but any brand that you like black-owned business or black-owned spirit companies, because there are others, demand it at your liquor stores or restaurants or what have you, or even local spirits, demand them. That's how you get them placed.
And now we are obviously still somehow 8-9 months later still in COVID.
Oh, man.
And it's like they're switching us again to more shutdowns and everything. How do you feel like the experience has been like with your brand and just personally, you know, because like you said, it's hard already trying to stay motivated and doing your social media and all those things, and then just trying to be a small business and get your product out there. And then now we completely shut down the aspect of that, you know, face-to-face interaction or going and doing all that. Like, how has that been for 1231?
It's very tough to convince somebody to get one off the strength of the look and packaging of the product.
Which is fantastic.
Thank you. Unless you have a friend that recommends it, saying, hey, go get this. This is really good. So it's been a little challenging to kind of navigate and get more awareness. So that's why we decided to focus more on social media. But as we're able to do some tastings here and there. So as we go and do that, more people are trying it, more people are liking it, more people are recommending us to their friends and family. So it's everything. Every storm passes. This is just one hiccup down the road. Even though COVID is not a hiccup, this is serious. But it's every business has its trials and tribulations, and this is one of them for most small business owners, not just myself. But we'll get through it, and hopefully there's light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, there will be.
Yeah.
I at this point, this is all I can say. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
Gotta stay optimistic.
You have to be optimistic because at this point, it's like, I mean, you asked me back in March and we would still be going through this. I mean, I knew we had the potential, but I just hoped that we were able to handle this situation a little bit better than we did. And unfortunately, and you know, like you said, of course, the lives that have been lost and, you know, the joblessness and all that's going on is just so bad. And that touched on what made me think about the amount of people who, you know, tend to drink in those times. You know, do you feel like you personally have been going through stuff? I know, like, my closet and like the clothes that I own and the weight that I've gained and the liquor that I've drank in the last 9 months has shown that this has not been easy. Like, how has it been for you personally?
Well, I kind of, I actually injured myself during the COVID period.
Oh.
Yeah, so I just started recovering. So I haven't been able to work out as much. So I felt a little gain, you know, in my clothing, but you know, I will get back.
I ordered a treadmill.
You know, I got the treadmill ready.
The treadmill's in the mail. I'm like,
I got the workout videos.
Do this another day. It is on the way.
Right. Summer body's coming. Summer body's coming back.
Made in winter.
Made in the wintertime. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. It's. I just try to stay positive. Right now, you know, I work full time. I have my 9 to 5 as well as just doing this part time as much as I can. Luckily, I've still been able to keep income coming when this when sales kind of slowed down a little bit due to COVID. But it's one of those things, man. You just gotta keep put your head down and keep moving forward, and keep trucking along, kind of thing. So.
Well, I have all the faith. As you guys know, by the time this comes out, it's gonna be like 2 weeks before 12/31. Which is why I wanted to have you on again today, because look at it like this: at these small gatherings, I'm gonna be very particular about the words that I say. Yeah. At your small gathering, COVID appropriate with all the restrictions in place, party that you are having for New Year's Eve, what better liquor brand to have than one that literally is gonna celebrate your day, your party? Yeah. It's going. I mean. Just imagine the minds that will be blown when they come in, and then it can be shipped. So for those on the Zoom, they can also have their 12/31 on the day, and you guys can toast it up together safely. And then it would just be like, wow, what a great thing to have at your party. Sure, yeah. I plan to have some at my party. We will we gonna discuss that after. I'm gonna have to go buy me a case after this. But I just think, what do you want people to know, moving forward, like a final thought about, 12/31, and if they want to jump into this business themselves, or just any, small business, like any advice for them?
Okay, so I'll start with the final thought behind 12/31. Consider it like a cocktail in a bottle. You pour it over ice or chill it and drink it. You don't have to do any chasers, any mixes or anything like that. It's perfect as is. In terms of people who want to get into the business, I will say make sure you have the legal stuff straight. Make sure you get your trademarks. Make sure you find great partners and have contracts in place. Because the last thing you want is to build a company and then someone takes it because you don't have your proper paperwork. And just understand that, at least in the spirit, any business, but particularly in the spirits business, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So don't think getting in you're gonna be like super successful off the bat. Like a lot of these successful companies you see now, decades in, So just trust the process and just keep going. Don't give up. And the more consistent you are, the better your success. That's what I would say.
Perfect. Thank you again for sitting down to me. I had a great time. Thank you so much. Again, like I said, I am not joking. I am one of those people that I'm going to tell you something is shit if it's shit, and I'm not going to lie to you about it. Like, I actually enjoy it. I've told, like, every single person that I know. So, like, in my network about it that day, I don't do it if I didn't actually think that it was good, and it is a great product, as you can see, from a great man here. So you can have a face for the business. Please let everyone know where they can follow you, where they can purchase the brand, websites, all things, so that we can get, some sales up so we can support. I know, the Buy Black movement and all that stuff. Well, it should just be small business movement. And again, buy something because you feel like you can make a connection with the product. And I, of course, feel like there's definitely a connection with this product. So good, love it so much. So please let them know.
So you can follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at Twelv31. That's TWELV 31. So I know everyone spells 12 with the E at the end. Forget what you've been taught. Remove that E. And
it's there because it's three.
It looks like it, but it's just TWELV 31. And you can find us there. You can find, if you want to find our product online, you go to www.twelv31.com. You can buy our product online there. That's pretty much it. And support small business.
Yeah.
I don't know why it came out like tongue twister.
It came out like that when I was saying it. Again, thank you so much. We will toast again to this being your first but not your last time on the show. Sure. We will definitely do a catch up, and I know we're going to be like, oh, Tori, we're so big now as a brand. We're not gonna be able to meet. We have to put you on our books. By the time it's time to get
You're on the list.
Yeah, I'll have my people call your people about the next interview. But that's what I like to see. We're speaking to these businesses and helping the brand continues to grow and does phenomenal things. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
And we'll toast. And until next time, I'm gonna be drinking, y'all. So bye.